So, yes, I was pulling before and I had Six of Cups, mentally unstable, and Rabbit as the main message. And I feel like this applies to either someone who is dealing with someone born in the year of the rabbit. Perhaps you have rabbit energy. Go and check up what those years are, or something that either started or ended in 2023. That was the last time the year of the rabbit came up. And something that either got started or something that ended in 2023, if you're not in rabbit energy yourself, kind of perhaps messed you up a little. With Fresh has some interesting energy here in the fact, I don't even know where Fresh went here, in the fact that, well, it implies a new connection. However, this person knows you, and this person is financially comfortable, or at the very least, financially supported. So with Crush, I have Worth Waiting For, Cursed, and Ashamed, which is also interesting with the energy of Fresh, because this implies that someone was aware of you, is aware of you. And then we have Separate. Karmically necessary to be away. Would have been unhealthy to engage otherwise. In a way, being protected from either that situation that either started or ended in 2023, or someone who was sitting in rabbit energy. Year of the rabbit, or rabbit-like things. As I said, someone who's popular, someone who people really like to be around, someone who seems a little sexy, but not overtly. A people person. Hello, Mew Mew, and hello, Demon Slayer. So that's a message that is kicking off our session. Let's get another message. Let's see, another message. I feel like I'm putting in my cards upside down for my moon cards. Let me make sure they're all in the right, well, there's no right direction, but I like to keep them in the same orientation. All right, we'll get another message. Uno is the best game, the best card game, literally. I love Uno. When I went to college, I had the hardest time finding people to play Uno with. Everybody wanted to play the adult games of poker and blackjack and whatever else they play. Nobody wanted to play Uno. And then I spent a year at an ashram, and nobody at the ashram wanted to play Uno with me either. So anyway, I am a big fan of Uno. I'm also a huge fan of groundhogs. So in other words, they know hold one of the good cards. Yes, Uno and groundhogs are some of my favorite things. I really like groundhogs too. Groundhogs, woodchucks, gophers, whatever you want to call them. think a day where you go and see groundhogs running about and then you come back and play Uno, that's a pretty good day. But nobody at home even will play Uno with me either. Oh well. Nice to meet another Uno aficionado. So let's go to our next message. I have wedding that popped up, but I'm going to fold it back. Of course, we are in the season, the month of June, right? Month of June is going to happen in a day or so. And obviously, June is synonymous. Spring is synonymous. Summer is synonymous with the wedding season. So I'm going to push that back. Let's see. Another message. We have story. Okay, so there's a story that's unfolding, a story to be told, a story you will be told, a story of your own you can share. That second card will clear things up. So, did something start in the fall? Is something going to become, is something going to grow in the fall? Something good just about the corner, or is someone's story about to fall through? We have somebody with money. Is something very special going to happen for people in the fall? For somebody, is your story about to go and change in the fall, become more prosperous in the fall, get a job opportunity in the fall, a whole new narrative from how you are living your life now in the fall? They have key. Gets more and more enticing here, doesn't it? Dodged a bullet. Is there going to be a choice that either you have recently made or a choice you will make that's going to take you off into an entirely different direction? With key, dodge, and forgive. A fork coming to the road in which you have to make a choice. More than sure if that choice was the right one, but ultimately it was. With forgive. High school, someone could be in high school, someone could be working at a school, at a secondary school. Someone could just simply be acting in immature energy, or you could be acting in immature energy. Oh, you got a gold spoon in the fall. Interesting. Something you need to forgive yourself for making a choice, a beneficial choice. With key, dodge the bullet and forgive. There was value placed on something and something else didn't have the same priority, couldn't be addressed in the same manner or with the same attention. And it's necessary, at least in the energy in the second line, to forgive that. Let's see. Falls from the start, which sort of adds to just this energy of immaturity. Also, to lack of transparency. Because they feel they could not measure up. Could also be the energy that perhaps someone acted in a way that they weren't particularly proud of, but they had insecurity. And at the time, they really had no other way to react other than protecting themselves. They protected themselves with a false persona that had much more bravado than what they were actually truly feeling. And forgiveness is necessary. Because even though maybe they were not authentic, maybe they were not as open-minded or supportive as they could have been, perhaps in theory. This person just was seeking to protect themselves, doing what they thought they needed to do to protect themselves. In the energy of someone who brought out competition in them. Really. And I have love. Whenever there is strong emotions of hate, jealousy, admiration, care, you don't have strong emotions without a bond being there. The bond can be healthy, the bond can be unhealthy. But you don't feel strongly about anything. You don't detest, you don't love, unless there's strong emotion there. That emotion can get warped. But that's what I have here. I have love. And I have crazy. And I have good news. Well, I don't know if this past or if this person is coming back or just simply something that makes entirely no sense is going to come to your plate, your own story. Love, crazy, good news. Something, let me go and say, in this energy too, is going to appear very fluid. Is going to move so fast and feel so natural. It would seem like there has to be something wrong with it because, if you listen to convention, can't listen to convention. Your story is unique. Your life is unique. The people in your life have their own paths. Those paths can't be duplicated by how your aunt did it or how your neighbor did it or how your childhood friend did it, and so forth and so on. Ultimately, your timing and your events are unique. So let me go and say, with love and crazy, can't go and deal with convention. But what I do know is that it's going to go and feel very, very natural, very, very authentic. It's going to be good fortune. Find out more. And I'm just going to pull generally. I'm not going to clarify. I have Ace of Pentacles. So not only with Ace of Pentacles are we dealing with, an opportunity. Also, too, in the energy of love, story, fall, etc., etc. These are tangible things that you can build, tangible things that you can realize. Not just something that you can't put words to it or you have no idea what it looks like or where it resides. Very Pacific. And even if it starts off in the ether, you can go and ground it with some very Pacific nouns, people, place, or things. Also, too, Ace of Pentacles. Think of Capricorn. Ace of Pentacles is Capricorn energy, prominent earth energy. The star, so star is Aquarius energy. Also 2. Well, we do have forgive, right? We had forgive here and dodged a bullet. Dodged a bullet, key, and forgive. That energy is sort of highlighted here. Ace of Pentacles is a tangible gain you can hold in your hands. You can give it a noun. You can describe it by nouns, person, place, or thing. Not something undescribable that's caught in your throat, or something undescribable that's a lump in your heart that throbs every time you breathe in or breathe out deeply. It's not something up in the ether like that. However, with a star, it is like all the things that were up there, indescribable, and perhaps afraid to go and put words to it actively or to speak about it actively. That's coming down into something that's quite describable and quite tactile too. Think about the energy as well with the star card. And think about too, if you've ever seen it, or if not, make a point to go and see what a body of water looks like under the moonlight, what a lake looks like under the moonlight, what a pool looks like under the moonlight, what the ocean looks like under the moonlight. A clear night. It's gorgeous, that reflection. And then it's gorgeous. It seems so close. And then you touch it and you know it's all just an illusion. So beautiful and yet so untouchable, unreachable. Also too with the star energy, but that's come down as a gift with Ace of Pentacles. What was indescribable, untouchable, something that was unspoken within you, now out and has been given words and has been given a form to go and interact with it. A blessing. That's a blessing. Hangman. So Hangman is also interesting. So I think especially with the star, because so many Pisces and, well, actually all three of these energies are interesting. Because you can find a lot of Capricorn energies with Aquarius, a lot of Aquarius with Capricorn, a lot of Pisces with Aquarius, and so forth, right? There is an interchange here. And Pisces is literally the card of dreamers. Being so firm, so dedicated to the dreams that you've decided upon, that you'd rather wait until it comes. I won't settle for anything less than what I want. I won't settle for anything less than what I dream of. I won't move until I actually have the opportunity that I have here. All very deep energy around manifestation. So in short, there is a blessing coming, perhaps in the blessing of those. Consider if you have placements of Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, where do those placements lie? With what planets? Or somebody could be coming in the form with these energies prominent in their chart. Because good news is coming for you. What was undescribable is now going to become quite describable, and all you need to do is have faith. Feels like too in this energy, anticipation. Well, anticipation from specific sources or specific methods, specific venues isn't exactly what's going to happen. This is going to tap you on the shoulder. You turn around planning to go in one direction, and then surprisingly, this is right behind you. Serendipity awaits you. Let me also say with that reading, Jupiter is moving on June 9th. So is a time for all those Cancerian qualities to be amplified. Also, too, if you are looking for a partner, you could very well find one in Cancer moving to Jupiter. Nesting, luck with your home, your hearth, and everything that connects with your home and your hearth, which is pretty much everything, right? Where we put our head at night, where we store the plates that we eat off of, the clothes, well, the shoes that we wear, the socks that we wash. See, we'll get another message. Another message. Do I have another love reading? If I do have a love reading, someone is asked to step outside of their comfort zone. Could be you. You could be the one asked to go and step outside of your comfort zone. Could be someone approaching you is going to step outside of their comfort zone. Who is going to be the brave one in this Page of Swords energy? I always find Page of Swords energy rather funny. Because, and I like Page of Sword energy. A lot of, the traditional definitions of Page of Swords is rather negative. But think about it. Think about how much guts it takes to go and stand up and say something regardless of how it's received. Page of Swords speaks of their truth. May not be your truth, may not be the truth you want to go and hear, may not be what you feel this person needs to be saying or needs to be doing, but Page of Swords is very authentic. It is authentic. Page of Swords acts true to themselves, even though they understand that by acting this way, they draw lines, right? They may win fans, they definitely will win enemies. But they're still going to go and continue saying what they feel needs to be said according to their truth. Page of Swords, I like Page of Swords a lot because of those reasons. Page of Swords is a bit impractical. Not saying it all is a practical energy, but it's a courageous energy because they're being true to themselves. Whatever pops into their head, Page of Swords is going to say it. Or if you're acting in Page of Swords energy, you don't care about the consequences as long as you get what you feel you need to get out. That's what's interesting about Page of Swords to me. It's very true to oneself. So who is acting in this Page of Swords energy, not really caring if they make a blunder or if they win points? I do have a love reading here with the Lovers. I do have somebody trying for attention. Trying for attention or trying to appear like an equal. Fortunately, that's not quite equal energy. Queen of Wands to a Page of Swords. However, 5 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, that's working the situation and innovation of techniques. If anything, it's going to be quite amusing. Quite amusing, I do think. But let's go and find out more. Page of Swords. Page of Swords, someone that's coming forward with their truth to explore a love connection. So, Page of Swords with this bottom of the deck energy of the moon and the highness. The knowledge of each other may be very, very minimal. Surface level too, if even that. I'm also going to say as well, someone's diving off into a pool and not really knowing how deep it is, how shallow it is, if there are snakes, if there are snakes or sharks in it, what's in it. They're just going to go jumping, plop into the pool of water to let you know how it is once they're there. Almost foolhardy energy as well with High Priestess clarifying a Page of Swords. They don't know the full story. They know that they don't know the full story and they don't care. 3 of Wands. They don't care because there's no other way to approach to get closer. And we knew we were going to have the Fool come. We knew we were going to have the Fool. Bottom of the deck energy, strength, Page of Pentacles. Definitely somebody has something to say, something to share. Seriously. Fire could be relevant here, but moreover than fire being relevant or not being relevant, I feel it's really just the desire to be known, have everything out in the open. Someone who has the confidence to say, I'd like to know more. I'd like to have you get to know me. Let's get to know one another. Also going to say with that page energy that I have here, I actually kind of like it because it's like friendship. There's obvious interest here, but I like it a lot because it's friendship first. Interesting. So with the Fool, yeah, someone's going to go and want to know more, realizing they can't get closer without taking some bold steps. Is it foolhardy or not? Well, nothing is gained without some risk. Could be quite a pertinent, connection. I did get wedding when I first was pulling this out, right? Wedding wanted to come out. Be loved by the spirits. And family. Well, interesting. For some of you, somebody is going to approach, could be you being asked to approach, could be someone coming towards you to go and make a connection. The connection is going to start off very, very friendly. I feel very friendly, very nice energy, nothing heavy, no overtones, no innuendos, just friendly, nice, clean, open. And that person is going to go and express their interest. But even the expressing their interest is in an open, nice energy. This person could very well be very significant to you, and that could grow into your partner. Trying to think if there's anything more I want to say here. Communication is going to be important. Should I clarify a bit more? These are general collective readings. The more cards pulled, the more refined the message gets. Energies I have here, I have Pisces, I have Aquarius, I have Aries. One could say with family here, family astrologically sits in the 4th house, which is ruled by Cancer. Cancerian energy, lots of air. Trying to think if there's anything more I feel like saying about these. By the way, I didn't pull these cards to clarify these 3. This is just accompanying the spread as a whole, even though I'm laying them on top of this. It isn't like the High Priestess is your fiance, blah, blah. These are just cards pulled. I think I pulled 2 tarot, just to accompany the overall spread. Achievement could also be as well with family. Achievement and also the next chapter or a new start. Could be a child. Very friendly, as I said, very playful energy here too. Not really anything based on lust, but based upon just how to say, ready for new experiences, next chapter, excitement, true excitement, joy. Joy that you didn't think was possible, but you hoped was possible. You didn't know where to find it, but then that comes there. Very, very fresh energy. And another page. Very fresh energy, especially with pages. Pages are fresh energies. Pages are delicate energies. They're delicate because pages initiate, but they can also get crushed quite easily. That's the shame about page energy. But what I have here is very supportive. New growth coming for you. New growth coming to you from your family. I have a blessing here. Oh, I guess one other thing I will say with that Page of Swords could be implying an age gap or an ability gap. With High Priestess here, Page of Swords, Novice Energy, World Achievement, Page of Pentacles, Novice Energy, the Fool, New Beginnings, but also too the Fool, although they say, Fool jumps in, blah, blah, blah. But think about it, the Fool is themselves someone with tenure exploring. The Fool is not a novice. The Fool keeps themselves fresh. The Fool is a lifelong student, but the Fool is not a novice. The Fool intentionally keeps themselves fresh, intentionally doesn't allow anything to weigh themselves down. So I consider the Fool to be a mature energy because the Fool has decided upon their path in life, and they've decided that they're going to go for freshness, and that they're going to keep on reinventing themselves. That's a choice that they've made, not necessarily because they are naive or inexperienced, but we do have this teetering between achievement and first starting something out. The ground, the first initial steps, and then the end result. Seeking knowledge, a Page of Swords is one to me who always is very curious about the world. High Priestess knows a lot. High Priestess realizes there's more to take in, but already very seasoned, very sage energy. So there could be an age gap there or an ability gap. Somebody could have more hard skills or life skills than the other. Someone could also just be more interested in traditional modes of education than the other too. Another person could be like, it doesn't matter. Another person could be like, it does matter. So there's also that energy here too. But anyway, that's the message that I have. I think I'll pull one more message. One more message for the night. With the collective readings. This night has so much humidity, I can actually feel the humidity on my cards. Everything's a little damp. Or it feels damp. It feels damper than normal. All right, one more message. A predator. Hunting. Hungry. Ravenous. Active. Sharp. Determined. Aware. With predator. I wonder who dodged a bullet. Are you in predator energy? Have you leveled up from being prey. And yet, as you've leveled up from being prey, you still have plenty of attention, plenty of eyes on you. Maybe now they're paying attention to you, not so much for the tastiness you possibly could offer, but realizing that you could be sizing them up and more capable of the hunt, of the catch, of success. Falls from the start, dodged a bullet drawn to you. I would say someone appeared a lot weaker than they actually are. Perhaps this is your energy in here in Predator, but whoever's in this Predator energy, it wasn't known that they were a shark. They were not someone to take lightly. Someone thought they could take this predator lightly. They thought they were dealing with prey. They learned their lesson. It seems like they learned their lesson that you have a sharper set of jaws than they do. Quicker too. And family. Someone close to you underestimated you. Someone close to you, or if they weren't close to you by relation, and I don't mean relation like blood relation, I mean close to you as in someone who they've seen you regularly. Then they could be family who weren't aware of you, but they assumed. They assumed that they knew about you. They assumed that they could scope you out. And they made a decision too hasty. They took you, someone close to you took you lightly. They thought they were playing games with you, and they realized that those games that they were trying to play would go nowhere, because the true predator is actually you. You will get the bigger kill because you have patience. And they thought they could cannibalize, or they thought they could eat you. They thought they could play with you, have sport with you, turn you into mouse. And now they know that they can't mouse you. No mousing you. I actually like mice too, by the way. Not only do I like groundhogs, I like mice too. I don't like mice in my house, though. Let me go and say that so that I don't get mice overrunning like because they're saying I like mice. All the mice will go, woohoo, you know. I'll wake up later tonight and there'll be mice all over the place. So let me be clear. I don't like mice in my house. And I don't like mice in my house, unless it's in a terrarium. Like if it's in a little mouse cage and it has a little mouse wheel, which actually I do have that material here, even though I have cats. And I like mice outside. I think they're very cute. I do like mice, but not in my house. I'm gonna just let the spirits know. Don't send mice. You know, you have to do that sometimes. If you're there saying that you like certain things or you don't mind certain things, you don't want them being drawn to you. And I definitely don't want mice in my house. Unless they come in a terrarium. Unless they're a fancy mouse. Okay. You know the sad thing, I'm going to take another segue about mice. You know what's so sad about pet mice? So many of the pet mice and then the colors that they have bred the mice to have, because they come from the stock of experimented mice from the labs. So many of them have genetic disorders, like they get tumors and they have problems with their organs and things like that because the genetics of a pet mouse is so screwed up. It's really sad. So I guess technically what we should do if we were true mouse aficionados is get one of the fancy mice and then go out and capture a field mouse and like breed them back to healthy stock. I mean, they do that with other creatures. Why not do it with mice? But isn't that sad, little pretty mice, little pet mice? They come from lab stock and their genetics are all screwed up. Poor little miceys. Anyway, we'll go back to this. As I said, they realize you are not mouse. I should make a card and call it mouse. Red thread. The more I think about it, I need a card that says mouse. If I create a card called Gopher, you know that it's because I really love gophers. That's a good thing. Okay, so beloved by the spirits, red thread, and sexist. I feel... Oh, did I have fiance that came up here again? Under beloved by the spirits. There's some cutting that you guys have to do. Perhaps that cutting is happening naturally for you. Some cutting, some culling of people that are around you, people that assume that because of your demeanor or because you were simply open, that they could play games with you. And I think the reason why this happened is for you to go and firmly make sure that certain elements don't reappear to you, or you don't go and open up the door to them. Some people have burned the bridge, and they burn the bridge for the connections that you have yet to make. You don't need to go and bring on negative connotations, negative people, just simply because they share history with you, or they share time with you, or they share blood with you. Some things are better left gone, and I feel like in this predator mode, people are showing their true colors towards you, and likewise realizing that you are not a puppet. People are showing their true colors, their true intentions towards you, for your eyes to go and see and remove them from your hearth, from your open door, so that when you start making the connections that are awaiting you, you're not bringing over trails of toxicity of people who are looking to go and get over on you, take advantage of your accessibility and your openness to try and do wrong, or at least at the very least, even if they're not doing major wrong, in this energy it's not supportive. At the very least, there's diminishing, trying to diminish your ability, trying to put power plays. The whole, haha, I got over, I said that, I did that. Even if it's small things. I gave you 1, but I got 5. Don't need that sort of energy. Hello, Nadine. I met one lady once who was named Nadine. She was in the first job that I ever worked at. And she was very nice to me. She told me Nadine was a French name and that she had French ancestry. She was from Georgia. She was a divorced, single mother who had moved down to Florida, and she worked in construction in the office. She was a very nice lady. I appreciated her a lot. The first and only Nadine that I've met in real life. She was a very gracious lady. And she was very supportive too. I met her right before I went off to college. Very, very nice lady. I tried to get in contact with her afterwards to let her know how much I appreciated her words of support, but I couldn't go and get in touch with her. She kept a low profile. But anyway, I do very much like the name Nadine. So that's what I have here. Your fangs are sharp because there are elements around you which you need to disperse. And with those elements dispersed, there's another connection moving in, and that connection doesn't need to go and be in the thicket of people who have played games with you, people who expect to play games with you, people who foolishly consider the fact that you are a sport, you are a mouse. I think I'm going to end this reading on here on that note. Messages from Spirit. All kind of the same, but at the same point, all a little different. They're all about an upcoming, very significant partner coming into play. A very significant change in life appearing. And right now, it's all about tidying up the energy to welcome the next phase that's coming. And with that phase that's coming, aren't you really being empowered? Really, really strong. Almost scarily so. Like a titan. Like a supernatural being. Force of nature. The force of nature. You always have been. But now you looked in the mirror and recognized you, the strong. It's my message to you. If you appreciate my time in doing this reading or these readings, if you would like to see more, well, definitely keep an eye on the channel. If you feel called to, definitely feel free to go and check out other messages in the Aware and Beware line. I do consider these messages, just like as they are for the collective, to be timeless as well. If you feel called to click on a video. Until the next time, everybody. Bye-bye.